I found one! No, I found it. Oh, I do believe I found it first. No, I did, Pip. Oh dear. Well, guess we'll have to Rochambeau for it. What do you mean? Well, first I kick you in the nuts as hard as I can, then you kick me in the nuts as hard as you can, and we keep going back and forth until somebody falls. The last one standing gets the arrowhead. Oh, well, I suppose if I must. Okay, ready? I'll go first. I guess you win. I don't care. You can have the stupid arrowhead. I don't want it.
Hello, and welcome to an Evil Clown Slayer review. This is going to be a different format. This is we're going to call it the one-too-many format, and you'll get to decide that on your own what that means. But today, we're going to be looking at one of the older, it's not older, but I think it's an older version, the Black Legion, no name. It's funny how the Chaos Marines don't have any names, but this guy. Let's take a look at the box. Ooh, look at the box. Alright, very pretty, very cool. Look at that. All that same stuff you would see if you're ordering the stuff on Amazon. All the little shows you what you got. Look at that. Pretty cool. Let's open that thing up. So, just giving you guys all a heads up. We were, me and the Mrs. Evil Clown were out at the Mrs. Work party, so things are going good. But again, here we go. So I believe this is one of the more previous versions, so not the, like again, there's like 2 or 3 versions out there now, formats. I think this is one of the older ones, but let's take a look together and see. Again, this is a Chaos Black Legion Marine, and we'll take a look at what he is. Yeah, it's kind of a sharp looking guy. So, got this big goofy horn on his head. I mean, he was a gift, so I'm not going to complain. And to be fair, the way people in my family decide what gift to give me is is what is in my Amazon wish list, or whatever you want to call that, shopping cart. So he's definitely he was on there, but I think I came across him really cheap. So I was like, keep an eye on him, see if he goes any cheaper. But this is, again, the figure here. Detail-wise, he is pretty sharp. He's got quite a bit going on. Got the little, I'm assuming that's supposed to be an Eye of Horus. It's not really the same traditional symbol you would see on a lot of the artwork, but looking pretty good. He's got these, again, these butterfly joints. I talked about him in those on my last video. Right now, not so bad. He can hold a pose like that, but I'm not a huge fan of those. I have a couple of figures that are okay like that, but here's my example of, he's got the same thing, but you can, he's just really limp-wristed this way. So again, it might just, over time, those things loosen up, maybe. Hopefully, this guy stays a little tighter. I'm not sure, though. The same kind of thing in the Gilliman for JoyToy. But let's take a quick look at this guy. Yeah, quite a bit more detail. What I was excited to see him side by side with was my Ultramarine that I already have. So in a minute, we'll throw them both on the table, shoulder to shoulder, and see if they're similar in size and scale and height and all that. But JoyToy has been great to me. I do appreciate their models and their figures. I mentioned in my last one, basically every time I get a new one, though, they're different. And again, I buy like one every 6 months or so from JoyToy. I love their figures, but they run, I end up spending about $40 per figure, so I can't afford to do that all the time. Mostly because I'm just too cheap. But it's just a lot of money for some tiny little action figures. I mean, this is interesting. Like, feels like it's got a clicking mechanism in there, so it's not just a smooth. Okay, so that's different to me. Again, every time I've opened one of these, there's something different. I got, like, I think this is my 6th one, and they're all different. They're all their mechanisms are different. I don't know if this might be the first one I got that's not double jointed in the knee. Usually, you got, oh, no, never mind, it's double jointed, okay. So, but okay. Does have little toesies and all that. So yeah, just a quick once over with the details we're seeing here. Not bad. Looks like they inked that in. It's a little crooked on this guy. Like one socket, this skull, one of the sockets here is a little more inked in than the other, but yeah, little things. A lot of color. I mean, I like the fact, I always, my thing with any action figures, I like a variety of colors, and this one does have a decent amount. You got some black, this goldish color, some tan, brown. Obviously got the red, some gunmetal or silver, whatever you want to call that, the yellow, really deep red for the eyes. So I like to see some variety. Like, it doesn't have to be like I don't want it to be like a clown, but I like to see appropriate amounts of color. Like, I don't want them to be stingy on the color to save cost. And I don't feel like they're doing it with this guy. So there we go. Okay, and then the big thing, what are they doing with the shoulder pads? This guy, again, is one of the older style, I believe. So instead of the newer ones I've gotten, they got this kind of like a rubber stick or rubber band type piece in there. This one's got a ball joint, ball socket up in there. And to be honest, I like that more. I'm a fan of that. This gentleman, he's got that. He's got like a ball joint up there, but this is quite a bit tighter. Like, you can't see up there as to what's going on. This one, you can look way up under his skirts, and it's like, that's really floppy and loose. Not sure why that is. But this, again, this is, I think, is the original version. There's very little play. But to me, so far, this has been the best version, as far as the way that they do the no butterfly. I'm kind of over the whole butterfly thing. We'll see. Like, this is, I mean, it's nice for articulation when you're trying to do certain things, but it's like, I want to pick my nose. I want to pick my nose. Yeah, you can make this guy pick his nose, or you can make him scratch his thigh, but who really cares? Like, I don't know. When you're wearing 600 pounds of armor, do you really need to be able to scrunch your shoulders up and pinch your nose? Yeah. It's cool. I do like the articulation, but my issue is that a few minutes of screwing around with this, it's going to turn into this. And it's like, I can't do much with that. I can't pose it. I can't do my stop motion. It just kind of feels cheap. And this guy's so loose at this point, he can barely stand up. Like this guy, love him. He's really cool, but big peeve of mine is that he's just getting so loose and sloppy. You can't really do much with him other than just prop him up. So far, this guy's not that loose. I mean, he definitely could hold a pose if I wanted him to. Just worried that will end soon. But, okay, there's our figure. Again, detail-wise, pretty sharp. I like that I mean, there's not a lot of shading on here, not a lot of I mean, there's a little bit of highlighting on there. Actually, there is some highlighting in here. Looks good. Around here, we got some highlighting. It does look good. It's pretty sharp. Again, I like the fact that they put a different color here. Like, it's... Oops, sorry. Oh, there you go. I think it's kind of dumb looking to have like a tooth looking thing out of his whatever shin guard there, but it's cool that they put a different color in there. Just makes it look that much more interesting. Got a little bit of shading right here. Looks good. Again, not a ton of shading on this guy, but the little bits that they did a good job. Makes him look interesting. Let's take a look at this backpack or generator type thing. Same thing, they put it quite, I mean, they did a good job of, they highlighted. They did the same deal with this skull, though. It seems like this one's got a lot more ink in there. It's got a lot less. Looks like they just kind of did a weak dry brush there, and that's about it. But, not bad looking. Let's throw that on this guy. These backpacks are always kind of goofy, but I love how they're at least staying true to what the original game was back from I don't know, for me, late 90s. The figures all had a these big old giant backpacks. So there's that. We got the gun. This is just looks like a traditional style bolter. Come on. There we go. And I feel like a traditional bolter, you'd have a clip here instead of this kind of looking like it looks like it's kind of like dangling here, like a chain fed or whatever, belt fed. But detail wise, I mean, we got, that looks like just, oh, yeah, look at that, just a little slop that just went right away, right under my nail. A little bit of lead, nope, never hurt anybody. Yeah, so it looks good. I mean, it's not, I mean, there's a little highlight there. They did a little bit of touch up. Looks like some dry brush to give it a little texture. I mean, again, for something this small and relatively cheap, in my opinion, that's really pretty. Good job. So, again, I got this guy. He's not exactly the coolest one in my opinion, but as far as value for dollar, he's probably up there. I'll have to track down what was spent on him. I'll put some screenshots or pictures of what he looked like or what his cost was. I want to say he was, like I said, a value guy. All right, we'll have to do this later. So for now, he's just gonna do this one-handed. He's one of the first guys I've had that's just a single bolter, not like a bolt pistol and a sword. So I got a couple other hands in here. Let's see what we got. Sorry, I don't have a disease. I do a lot of sissy pull-ups where they're kipping. It means you're flopping around and chewing up your hands. So currently this guy's got, looks like kind of 2 trigger hands on here. Like, looks like you almost give him 2 pistols and he'd be very happy with that. This looks like a traditional, like the hands you, ooh, come on. That looks like the hand you would have in for a sword. That kind of looks like the other hand for a sword. So if you swap these out, you could probably have, so you have a left and right hand for the swords. And then we just have a left-handed fist, just a plain fist you can't do a lot with other than just knock your opponents out. So cool. Probably won't be using most of those because I don't plan on buying extra guns or swords or swapping them out really. He'll just be this guy. He'll be with what he he'll be what he is. So let's do a quick. Sorry. Hopefully you're not motion sick. Don't get easily motion sickness. Let's take a look. We'll compare him to, again, who he'll probably be doing battles with. I'm just curious. Curious as size-wise what they look like. And they're similar. Now, again, the older ones do appear to be a little bit smaller. Seems like they're smaller than the newer versions. Which in lore-wise is not correct because he's supposed to be a Primaris, making him, I don't know, maybe like 5-10% bigger. So he would really be smidgen taller because these guys, these guys are usually the traditional old school Marines, whether they're Horus Heresy era from 10,000 years ago or they're just Marines that they've bred and made in the last couple of years, they're not going to be as tall as a Primaris, because as far as I know, the Chaos guys don't have Primaris Marines yet. So the Primaris is supposed to be bigger, so he should be, yeah, in that general range. So the fact that this one's taller than this one, Again, I think the scaling has been screwed up a little bit because they keep making the newer versions are all taller and bigger. So just to kind of give us an idea, some other scaling, give you an idea. That Terminator is head-wise is about the same, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. And then we got this McFarlane figure, just to kind of give you an idea. He is quite a bit bigger. But at the same time, the McFarlane figure is nowhere near as detailed. But again, give you an idea, I'm scaling there. Sorry, this is supposed to be a quick video, but ended up going too much detail. So, there's your figure. Looks pretty cool. Very similar to this guy. Again, kind of what I picked him out is I'm always looking for similar similar figures, so I can jump from scale to scale if I want to do anything exciting. If I get really ambitious with my stop motion stuff. As far as lore goes, this is a Black Legion Marine. A lot of the Black Legion Marines were from the Sons of Horus, or before that when they were loyal, the Luna Wolves. So this is again back in the 30k era, Horus Heresy era. These guys were again Horus's legion. So once they went traitor, they went and attacked the Imperial Palace with a whole bunch of their allies. They failed. And basically they basically changed Abaddon. After Horus died, Abaddon basically said, you know what, we're going to change our name to the Black Legion because we're no longer the Sons of Horus. Basically, since Horus died and he failed. So these were mostly Sons of Horus, again, Horus's Legion, but then a bunch of them are also like just any legion that wanted to join them were welcome. Something to take note with the Black Legion is they're undivided. They're chaos undivided, so they'll work with chaos, but they are not necessarily dedicated to one of the gods, the dark gods. So again, out of Khorne, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, whatever the last one is, Nurgle. Again, they work alongside with all of those demons, but they're not committed to one. If you were looking at a Khorne Betrayer, or Karn the Betrayer, he's completely dedicated to Khorne. Or, what's the Death Guard. Is it Death Guard? I think it's Death Guard. I'm going to check this tomorrow when I'm sober. Sorry, that's not what I meant. But the Death Guard, they're all Nurgle. They're straight Nurgle. Or the Emperor's children, they're all Slaanesh. Or Magnus's sons. What the hell? Thousand Sons. There you go. They're all Tzeentch, if I'm pronouncing that right. So these guys, again, Black Legion, they will work alongside of any of the dark gods, but they're not necessarily committed to any one. So it kind of makes them cool. So you can see a Bloodthirster in their army, I believe. Again, this has been a long time since I've played, but you can see a Bloodthirster or a Greater Demon of Nurgle or a Greater Demon of Slaanesh, all in the that army. But that's about all I got for you. Thanks for watching. I'm going to throw some links in there for my other videos. Give them a like, or give me a like. Sorry, again, trying to be sober and professional here. But check out some of my other videos. Give me a like. Give me some motivation to make more videos. I appreciate you guys. Again, thanks for watching. Bye.